30-day wait. That's just peachy. Oh, hi guys. Gutslove here. I bet you're wondering why I'm in a shoe closet. There's no joke. There's just a certain force I don't want to face, and it's basically what this video is gonna be about. Have you seen the ending of my last video? I don't like Generation 4. It's slow, it's boring. It has so many Pokemon that just have evolutions instead of having new Pokemon. I mean, come on! Really? Really, Game Freak? This is the best you can do? Okay, I'm getting suffocated in here, so better just start with the intro. The fourth generation of Pokemon is my least favorite in terms of both region and Pokemon roster. Don't get me wrong, Gen 4 introduced some damn good Pokemon history, having both a god and Lucifer, dreams and nightmares, emotions, willpower, all those awesome concepts Game Freak made into Pokemon, even if some weren't that good design-wise. The Lictrio. And they added the physical special split for attacks. That was the one thing we all wanted in these games. Thank you for that. After the okay reception that Generation 3 got, Generation 4 got really mixed reviews. Like I mentioned, it's not my favorite. It's so freaking lackluster. It was with this generation that I thought Game Freak was gonna close its doors for good. But thankfully it didn't, because it got better with the 5th generation and possibly the 6th, but let's get to that when we get to that. We're talking about the 4th generation in this video. And hopefully no threats come through. So yeah, not fully invested in Generation 4, so let's get on with the countdown. While playing the game and reaching the Elite Four with my recently caught Palkia, I saw this little beauty, or a big beauty. I never liked bees in real life. They scare me. I appreciate the role they have in our ecosystem, but if I stumble upon a Beedrill, I try to kill it or at least run away from it. I'd be scared to death with Queen and just run for my life. I think this is the first time we get a Pokemon that can only evolve if it's a certain gender. And it's a queen! Dude! That is just fabulous! I love her design, showing that yes, she is a queen bee, and her dress is those polygon honeycomb shapes that bees make to store their honey and their young, which she does. Its Pokédex entry says that its abdomen is a honeycomb for grubs. It raises its grubs on honey collected by comb bee. Also, her signature moves of both attack and defense has her using bees, keeping the emphasis on her role controlling her workers with her pheromones. It releases various pheromones to make the grubs in its body do its bidding while fighting foes. Game Freak, I hope you get an A on your biology test because that is damn spot on. Thank you. At least it made me get interested in bees. Just don't sting me, please. I love bats. I really, really do. It's just that Zubat wasn't that good. We only had the Zubat line to represent one of my favorite mammals. Even if I do like Crobat to a certain extent. I was really bummed that for 4 generations straight, we didn't get another bat Pokemon. Except for the bat lookalike Gligar in Generation 2, which was part of my honorable mentions. Gliscor, on the other hand, is just epic. I know he's supposed to be based on a scorpion due to its tail, but come on, just look at it. It's a freaking bat with a scorpion tail. That adds to its awesomeness. It has the tail and pincers of a scorpion, but it has the ears and wings of a bat. It even glides like the bat ancestors, the Chiroptera, or however you pronounce it. And it uses echolocation to see its enemies. That means he's a freaking bat. What I don't get is, why in the hell can't it learn fly? I mean, maybe he does learn fly in X and Y, I haven't checked it yet, but Jesus, he didn't get to learn fly. It's a flying type. How can it not learn it when it's freaking wingless Doduo and Dodrio can? If it succeeds in catching even a faint breeze properly, it can circle the globe without flapping once. Game Freak, you did well with your biology with Vespa Queen, so why not with Gliscor? They live in cold regions, forming groups of 4 or 5 that hunt prey with impressive coordination. That's a good way to start with the first Pokemon from the same evolutionary line to appear in my lists. I've already talked about Sneasel and how I was really disappointed that it was a late game Pokemon. This was fixed with Generation 4, but I still didn't use it due to me having my non-Ice-type Emperor Penguin. Weavile is one of those Pokemon that just screams, "I'm going to f*** you up and you won't even know it." It is a very devious Pokemon and has a great design. It lives up to Sneasel's sneakiness and overall weasel aspect of it. It even tells you with just by the way it looks that it belongs with thieves, with its swift speed and dark typing. They could accompany a ninja and get whatever jewel you want with a special team behind it. Kasumi, I think I found your ideal Pokemon. Use it for your heists. Come on! I feel like I'm neglecting some female-looking Pokemon, so let's fix this. Legends in snowy regions say that a woman who was lost on an icy mountain was reborn as Frostlass. It freezes foes with an icy breath, nearly -60 degrees Fahrenheit. What seems to be its body is actually hollow. Yet that screams based on Japanese folklore. I really believe Frostlass is the Gardevoir of Generation 4. Even with the other poorly abused Lopunny, but not for those reasons. Frostlass is just gorgeous, wearing a kimono and a red sash that I wish I had. Hello, favorite combo, blue and white. Also, just look at her face. It's just precious and beautiful. And I just love how her arms come directly from her head. That is just downright creepy but awesome. Let's go back with the creepy Pokemon. But also what I mentioned before, about how Generation 4 introduced Pokemon based off certain concepts, like emotions, space, time, those kinds of things. One of these Pokemon was so freaking looking that I just loved it. The nightmare Pokemon itself. Darkrai. Let me be clear. I have not seen the movie in which he appears, nor have I played the game of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series in which he plays a big role. So that's why he's not that high up on the list. Okay? I don't want my insurance to cover more damage. In Moonless Nights, it gives people horrific nightmares. To protect itself, it afflicts those around it with nightmares. However, it means no harm. Just like with Absol, this Pokemon causes harm without meaning to unless treated badly. But before I even read the Pokédex entries, I thought this was going to be a badass Pokemon that caused the nightmares on purpose. Like Pitch Black from the Guardians of Childhood books. Relationship there? Maybe. But of course, Game Freak made him into a tragic Pokemon, and so did the movie from what I've heard of, which I bet if I had seen it before making this list, he would have been higher, even more so if Game Freak had released worldwide the event for this guy. Again, thank you Game Freak for not releasing him. I'll have to get him through the freaking online worldwide whatever thing. I know the name, I just can't remember it right now. Electric Pokemon aren't my #1 pick when I'm doing my teams. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. It's just out of just liking a Pokemon or not. Generation 4 broke that streak when I caught Shinx right away when I started the game. I thought it was a cute electric lion-like Pokemon with Intimidate. Very nice. How can that cute thing scare someone? Damn. Luxray is just plain badass awesome. It's a lion-like creature that can charge thunder at you. He helped me wage war on water and psychic types with its moveset. Discharge, Thunderbolt, Crunch, and Bite. It was pretty sad that I always thought it was half dark. It has eyes which can see through anything. It spots and captures prey hiding behind objects. Game Freak, can you explain why the dark fur and the dark tones of its and Pokedex entries? Why isn't its heart dark? Good thing that the freaking hack of Sacred Gold fixed this. I think I'm ragging on Game Freak a little bit too much on my lists. Go fig. Okay. I think I need to get out of my closet because there's... Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm leaving. Gotta leave.
Hello?
Gotta sue my insurance for this. Number 4. We all know Mew is the ancestor of all Pokemon, the one creature to have the DNA of all existing Pokemon. With so much mystique to it, we ask ourselves, who created Mew? Who was the first Pokemon to exist in this world? I don't mean design-wise, Pokedex-wise, or Mew with the DNA. You know where I am going with this, and if you don't, well, you're not the only one. Known to be the original one, it is described in mythology that this Pokemon was born before the universe even existed. It shaped the universe with its 1,000 arms. I don't get the 1,000 arms thing, but it's still an amazing Pokemon. I mean, it's freaking God. And look at its stats. You can have Arceus be anything. A physical or special attacker, outright high defense and HP, anything. And it is the first legendary to be normal type that can legitimately change its type depending on the special plate it holds. Arceus also has an important role in the Jewel of Life, in which he protects the Earth from an asteroid but ends up critically injured. A man named Deimos helps him out by bringing back the plates he had on its golden belt thing. Arceus thanks this human by giving him a special jewel composed by 4 of its plates that will help Deimos repair the damage done to its homeland. But for a certain time, since Arceus needs those plates. I won't spoil the movie, but please check it out. It's not the best Pokemon movie, but still, you should go have a look. Arceus is one of those cool Pokemon that really shows that he is a freaking god, and that you shouldn't mess with him, or he will judge your ass. Do you guys remember Tuxedo Mask? Yeah, I do too. And yes, I was one of those girls who had a crush on him when I was a girl. Ha ha ha, shut up. But why bring him up? I mean, yeah, he's just a guy wearing a mask and throws roses. Oh my god, I'm just getting it right now. Woo! Roserade was one of those pleasant surprises when I evolved my Roselia. He was so majestic and proper looking that, if Pokemon ever had an opera theater, Roserade will play the Phantom. When capturing Badoo, I really didn't think it would evolve into Roselia like I mentioned in my Generation 3 Pokemon list. I was quite shocked, and then when it evolved into Roserade, I was like, yes, this guy is gonna help me out so much. With the movements of a dancer, it strikes with whips that are densely lined with poison thorns. Its sweet aroma attracts prey. Then it spews poison. The more toxic it is, the sweeter its aroma. So the better the poison, the better the aroma. Which is a double-sided knife if you think about it. Better keep an eye on your roses, girls. That means whoever wants one would want the one with the best aroma. That's like choosing your favorite saltwater taffy and getting yourself poisoned while eating it. Don't let your guard down with this Pokemon, you'll get stung. We're really going back with Pokemon I mentioned in previous lists, aren't we? Woohoo! Yay, I'm so happy! I said it many times, I didn't use Togepi that much in Generation 2 back in the day, and I didn't like its move pool until the Gen 2 remakes. I played endlessly in the Pokeathlon in order to get a shiny stone and evolve my Togetic. And it turned out into my #1 thing I would want as a pillow plushie. I mean, look at it. Look at this thing. It turned from an egg to a fairy to a freaking bird-like fairy. That is freaking cute. Its teeny tiny feet and its cute little face. I just love Togekiss. It shares many blessings with people who respect one another's rights and avoid needless strife. It will never appear when there is strife. Its sightings have become rare recently. And it's rather bleak once you get to think about it. I mean, look at what's happening in our world. It's freaking damn dark. And you won't see many Togekiss around. And that's pretty sad. I want my Togekiss, damn it. This adds more symbolism to Togekiss. Like it was a dove. I really like that in a Pokemon, combining the entries with its design and real-world problems. My cute big plushy dove fairy killing Bruno's team with its mind. Oh god. Okay, this is getting worse. Let's just finish this countdown, please. I'm getting very claustrophobic and oh god, no. Yeah, number 1. We've all noticed how funny Nintendo and Game Freak are when promoting the next Pokemon games. They wait for a certain time and they show us a silhouette of a Pokemon that will appear. We don't know if it's a legendary, a pseudo-legendary, or a starter. We just don't know. By catching the aura emanating from others, it can read their thoughts and movements. It's said that no foe can remain invisible to Lucario, even foes it could not otherwise see. That's quite impressive for a half-fighting type, since people who know martial arts have to stay in tune with their surroundings. And it also connects to what Lucario is based on, one of my favorite Egyptian gods, Anubis. Having the head of a jackal and the body of a human, which makes a lot of sense since Anubis has to judge a deceased person's heart before letting them pass on to the afterlife, or let a moot eat their heart, which is not the case with Lucario. He'd kick your ass without having a half-croc hippo hybrid feasting on you. It's quite sad that Aura Sphere isn't its signature move, because other Pokemon can learn it. Why not give this Pokemon its own signature move, Game Freak? Seriously, I'm gonna have to sue you one of these days if I get better insurance for... Oh well. What irks me about this Pokemon is that it's half steel, which makes it weak to other fighting types, and that sucks. At least he's a total badass that likes chocolate. And yes, its role in the movie is quite simple. He gets captured and thinks he's betrayed and whatever. I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but the ending did make me cry. It was really sad, it was bittersweet. That's why he's this high up on the list. And he's one of my favorite Pokemon. Thank you for watching this video, and I just hope that I survive this bombing. Is it over? Is it over? I bashed Generation 4 so much, I don't think I can take it anymore, no! Can I get out now? Wait, what is that noise? What is that noise?